Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. In the last part, we got through the 1 o'clock block? Yeah, right around the 1 o'clock block. It is now time to take on the 2 o'clock block, which I can at the moment. Oh, yes, I can. Okay. Now, finally, time to take on the 2 o'clock block. From 2 to 3, I almost said 2 to 5. 2 to 3. And who do I want to start with? This is the one that I really want to start with, because I want to know what the fuck happened here. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it. Getting rid of the suit. We finally know the identity of Tama, and it's Maria, the supposedly kidnapped girl. You know, that's fun, I think. Sales clerk continued to stare at me. You know, you look really familiar, he says. Huh? Really? I poke up at that. See if I can find out something about who I am. Yeah, you totally look like some pop singer or TV personality. I just can't remember who. Oh, that's what you meant. My shoulders slumped in disappointment. Look, if you're trying to flatter me, how about a discount on the necklace? Sure, okay. I mean, it's just something I picked up off the side of the road. This clerk stammers for a moment. Okay, how about I take off 10,000, 30,000, and it's yours. You mean it? That perked me right back up. Guess I'm easy to please. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what she means. No, I wasn't even thinking about fuck you game. Sure, you look like you might need to buy some new clothes, too. He points at my sweater. Oh, it's ripped. It's a tiny tear in the left shoulder. So, what do you want to do about the cat? The sales clerk added. Want me to dispose of it for you? Gestures at the costume with his jaw. Oh, right. What should I do? Get rid of it for me, plebeian. He obviously wants to help me. May as well have him get rid of the costume, too. Sure, if you don't mind, I say. I pay him the 30,000 yen, take the necklace, and leave the knick-knack shop. A few minutes later, near the station, I spot a sort of mall. Checking the directory by the entrance, I see that it's got several clothing shops and an arcade inside. You know, I wouldn't mind the Sega being there, but the fact that I'm playing Shenmue at the moment gives me breaks my heart rate and my fucking anxiety up just looking at it. Don't make me think about Shenmue while I'm playing a good game. Probably sell shirts in here. I hurry on inside. Don't make me think about Shenmue while playing a good game. I'm sure that pissed some people off. The interior of the building is like a twisting maze of corridors, all of them overflowing with people. I take the escalator to the second floor and find myself amidst rows of arcade games. I was trying to get to the fashion area, but must have gone the wrong way. Excuse me. You haven't seen a lost little girl, have you? I turned to see a miserable-looking middle-aged man peering at me anxiously. Teruo Toyama. He got separated from his daughter Hana while running from debt collectors. He's on edge, worried that the men who are after him might take Hana hostage. Have you seen her? A little girl about 10 years old. A girl up around 10? Have I seen her? What's her name? Hana. Hana Toyama. Hana? Oh, that's a pretty name. So, she's about yay tall. The man launched into a rapid-fire explanation describing the girl's features, hair, and clothes. I got separated from her around Centergai. She likes this place, so I thought maybe she'd come here. Centergai? That's right, now I remember. This is the guy I bumped into earlier in the afternoon while I was racing around in the cat costume. He got separated from his daughter? Yikes. If she did come here, it's not going to be easy to find her in the midst of these crowds. Are you sure she didn't go back home? I ask. Well, there's this problem, he mutters. Going home isn't an option? Well, that's not really an explanation. Sorry to bother you. I'll look around a bit more. With that, Hana's father disappeared into the crowd. I leave the arcade and head for the fashion area. Yo! I bump into Mr. Yanagashita in a hallway lined with photo booths. Huh? Boss? What's he doing in a place like this? Oh, Tama! You're out of the suit! For some reason, he's got a bunch of magazines strewn across the floor. Yeah, finally managed to get it off. That's good. I wish you could have been at a sales demo without your face hidden away. What are you doing? You mentioned something about a creek earlier. Are you going on a trip? Yeah, I was, but then I remembered something important. I get motion sickness, something fierce. He sounds kind of proud of himself. So yeah, no trips for me. Heck, I don't even want to think about that now. What about the money you owe? I asked, curious. Well, as it happens, I think I may have found my solution. He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles. Right here! I found a great way to make a killing. Earn a lot of money, usually a very short term and or with little effort. In a very short term and with little effort. The phrase originated in the 19th century to reference the hunters who were paid based on the number of kills they made. He opens the magazine he's holding to reveal a scratch card with a potential 100,000 yen prize. You just gotta scratch out one of these to win 100,000 yen. All I need is 30 of them and my debt's squared away. Each magazine I can nab is more money for me. By his enthusiasm, his story doesn't quite add up. Are these scratch cards guaranteed to win? No, of course not. It's a lottery sort of thing. Well, there's having 30 copies of magazine. Hardly a foolproof solution. Quite the opposite, in fact, but I hold my tongue. Okay then, now that my goddess of fortune, Tama's here, let me hurry and scratch these suckers off. Yanagashita began fervently scratching away at the first card with a coin. Oh, that one's a loser. Maybe the next one? That's a loser too. Damn it! So's this one and this one! In a spectacular display, he scratches off one losing card after another. Soon he's down to just one last magazine. You're not a very lucky person, are you? Oh, please don't say that. Mr. Yanagashita looks like he's on the verge of tears. I stare at one of the losing scratch cards. You know, if you could just see the symbols through the card, you'd win for sure, I say jokingly. Throw the card to the light. When I do, I really can see the symbols through the card. Boss? I think I might have just... Shh! He interrupts me before I can share my shocking discovery. I look at him in surprise. Mrs. Yanagashita has gone all pale. Quiet, Tama! Those guys are here. He shoves me into a photo booth. Those guys? The debt collectors! He hisses. Just do not give up! He clutches the sides of his head. Peeking out of the booth, I spot a pair of men who look pretty rough around the edges. Is it those two? Shh, not so loud! Men are looking around and they're getting closer and closer. What do I do? Oh, what do I do? Oh, what do I do? Mr. Yanagashita starts getting panicky. Tama, what do I do? What? I have no idea. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Mr. Yanagashita whimpers. Getting involved with these thugs strikes me as a bad idea. I pretend not to know Yanagashita and run off. Oh, Tama! Wait up, please! I can still hear him calling pathetically as I scurry away. I didn't get to mention the transparent scratch cards, but that may be for the best. I really ought to develop a proper work ethic. Come on, wait up! I escalated to the third floor when I hear someone shouting. I figure it's someone yelling to their kids, but when I turned to look, I see a young man I don't recognize staring right at me. Where are you going? It's not safe for us to get too separated. What? Who's this weirdo? Is this some new pickup trick or something? I rushed to the escalator to get away from the guy. Get to the restaurant section on the fourth floor, I'm hit with a sudden pang of hunger. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten a thing all day. So hungry, I mutter to myself as I walk around. What should I eat? Well, then I spot Cheery coming out of a Chinese restaurant. Hey, Cheery! She looks at me. She turns to look at me confused. Who are you? Oh, it's me. It's Tama. Oh, I thought I recognized that voice, she replies with a nod. Did you eat again? I ask. Well, yeah, but then they kicked me out. Isn't that just terrible? She looks pretty displeased. I came here just because they said it was an all-you-can-eat, but then they closed shop because they ran out of food. Oh, wow, you're right. I spot one of the restaurant staff hanging a closed sign on the front door. And now my early afternoon snack is ruined. An afternoon snack? At an all-you-can-eat buffet? I can't help but stare at Cheery's midsection, amazed by what the stomach is capable of. By the way, have you seen the boss? She asks. I thought he'd finally accepted that he needs to buckle down and work, but he's got some new crazy scheme. This guy's just never gonna learn. Figure there's nothing good's gonna come from associating with him. I'd be careful if I were you too. Huh? Done with her little rant, Cheery says goodbye and heads off among the restaurants. Hitomi? Who said that? Were they talking to me? I turn to a businessman of some sort, staring in my direction. Like everyone I've run into today, I don't recognize him. For some reason, though, I feel relaxed in his presence. Is that you, Hitomi? Hitomi? That be my name? Or are you Maria? No, as I fumble for words, the man peers at me with obvious concern. What are you doing in a place like this? We need to get you back home. Your parents are worried sick. My parents? Did someone file a missing persons report while I've been wandering around with amnesia? The man leads the way, and I follow. I leave the GiGO. The GiGO building, but head down a narrow alleyway. Then the man suddenly stops. I feel a jolt of anxiety as I notice something gleaming in his hands. Doesn't matter which of the two you are, you're both in the way. He mutters almost as if talking to himself. Right after that, everything goes dark. Mysterious man. Was that Tanaka? After meeting a man who seemed to know her on the restaurant level, our heroine hoped to find out more about her past. Instead, she wound up getting attacked in an alleyway. Ultimately, this all came to pass because she was avoiding that young man who mistook her for Hitomi. If he hadn't come shouting after her, she would have gone on to buy some clothes that she'd originally intended. Interesting. I'm gonna change this because I feel like this possibly leads to something interesting happening in Minorikawa's storyline. This guy gave me a job, so I kind of owe him. I look around for a better place for the two of us to hide. Unfortunately, I don't really see anything that might work. We might be safest staying right where we are. Just stay nice and still and we'll be fine, I whisper. Yeah, you're probably right. Curtain is drawn so people can't see inside, but just to keep up appearances, we start taking photos as if we were normal customers. I really hope they don't look in here, Mr. Yanagashita murmurs. What will we do if they find us? They won't. Just don't worry. Despite my reassurances, it was a while before he stopped trembling. Then he said, You know, Tama, they say that when a man and a woman meet under unusual circumstances, it's easy for them to fall in love. Uh-huh. Do they now? They do? Going through an extreme situation together makes you fall for each other. So, wanna go get married? No way. Yeah, I am not having this conversation. Anyway, I think they're gone now. The debt collectors, I mean. Mr. Yanagashita peeks out and quickly scans the surrounding area. They're gone? They're gone! Ha 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 ha! So long, losers! Fear has given way to a burst of manic energy. Guess I'm in the clear now. Thanks, Tama. Come on, let's take some commemorative photos. Huh? To commemorate what exactly? Come on, it'll be fun. Okay, big smile now. Ready? Cheese, butter, ajin. After that, I part ways with Mr. Yanagashita, head to a different floor. Tell him about being able to see this, develop proper work ethic. Okay. Just... Okay. That might end up influencing something else. Alright. So let's see here. I'm gonna do Achi. Because that seems to be the one directly connected to her, at least at the moment. Kanan. Must be Tony. Girl called Kanan spoke fairly fluent Japanese. Hitomi nodded in response. Yes, that's me. And you're Kanan, right? How did you know my name? Did Maria tell you? Yes. She told me about this amazing girl from overseas she made friends with. A thin smile crossed Kanan's lips at the word amazing. Then she grew sad. Oh, Maria. It's all my fault that she was abducted. What? Achi and Hitomi gasped in unison. That's why I have to rescue her, Kanan added. Hold on a second, Hitomi said. What do you mean it's your fault? Kanan replied by jerking her chin in the direction of the main road. Better head that way, she said softly. Someone's coming. But Hitomi didn't back down. Please tell me, why was my sister kidnapped? Several sets of footsteps echoed down the alley. They could see figures approaching now, by the looks of them, accomplices of the man Kanan had taken down earlier. You two get out of here, she warned. I'll handle this. She stepped out in front of Achi and Hitomi, speaking with such confidence that they didn't doubt she could handle the threat. Come to the GiGO building at 3 o'clock, she added quickly. Quietly. Never taking her eyes off the advancing syndicate members. Huh? Hitomi squeaked. I'll explain everything then. Criminals broke into a run. Come on, Hitomi, let's go, Achi hissed. He took her by the hand and bolted from the alleyway. Zoom. Two didn't slow their pace until they put plenty of distance between themselves and the alleyway. Kanan said this was her fault. What could she have meant by that? The hard run hadn't made Hitomi forget the other girl's startling suggestion. Well, she said she'd meet up with us again later. We can ask her more about it then. In the meantime, an ache in his belly had made Achi realize he'd been running all day and hadn't eaten since the morning. People on a diet need to be careful about skipping meals. Going too long without proper nourishment can cause the body to store up its energy reserves, leading to weight gain instead of loss. Proper eating habits and proper exercise are key. Maybe it's not the best timing, but you want to go get some food? I'll be okay. Tomi's face was racked with emotion. It's only natural, Achi thought. Not only was she afraid for her sister's life, but there were all these people trying to kill her too. And with this Kanan girl suddenly showing up, the situation was more confusing than ever. Even tiring, perhaps. Still, they might as well address the few problems they control. There's a fast food joint nearby. Let's go in there, Achi said. You might not be hungry, but you should still make sure to stay hydrated. Hitomi shook her head, but her wan face practically radiated exhaustion. Come on, we should rest up a little. But there's no rush. If we're going to meet up with Kanan later, it's probably best if we don't just wander aimlessly until then. Never know who we might run into. I guess you're right. The two went into the fast food restaurant together. Sweden? What the fuck? How'd you fit the whole country in? I'm so sorry. I didn't even finish the joke before I apologized. Welcome, said the girl at the register with a bright smile. May I take your order? I'll have the spaghetti with meat sauce. How about you, Hitomi? Spaghetti with a sauce made from tomatoes and ground meat, also known as spaghetti bolognese. Bolognese? If you want to sound more Italian, like Napolitan spaghetti. What? Flavored with ketchup, it is a perennial favorite of Japanese children. Frozen packages at the supermarket for around 200 yen a pop make very simple and decently tasty microwavable meal that's also easy on the wallet. I'll just have an iced tea. Hey now, you should probably eat at least a little something. Okay, then I'll have a strawberry parfait. A dessert of strawberries topped with ice cream and whipped cream. Tomi had been so worried about her sister that she hadn't eaten anything since last night, but being with Achi has calmed her nerves a little, and her appetite has returned. Perhaps her reflexive order of a strawberry parfait is a sign that she's not only hungry, but also still a little girl with a sweet tooth at heart. She sounded a little embarrassed to be ordering a dessert. So yeah, said Achi, one spaghetti and meat sauce and a strawberry parfait, please. Coming right up. Cashier promptly assembled their meat and set it out on a tray. Got a special contest going on right now, she said. Please check it out if you're interested. The girl handed Achi a flyer. It read, the Iron Stomach Eating Contest. Eat 1,000 scoops of ice cream and win 10 million yen? A competitive eating event held by this establishment, backed by Sun TV. The competition has been shared with the entire country over the internet. Many contestants have entered for a shot at the 10 million yen prize, but so far, no one has been able to complete the eating challenge. Due to the large number of competitors who suffered from gastrointestinal distress as a result of their efforts, roughly 30 portable toilets have been set up outside the restaurant. What the heck? Achi stared at the flyer as he took a seat at an open table. 1,000 scoops? That's impossible! Anyway, let's hurry up and eat. As Achi stuffed his face with spaghetti, he thought back to their encounter with Kanan. The girl had helped him out, sure, but could they really trust her completely? It might be dangerous to meet up with her again. Still, Hitomi needed to know more about what had happened to Maria. And Kanan obviously knew something about that. It looked like they'd need to take that risk. Sister really is amazing. Huh? Tomi's quiet words drew Achi from his ruminations. He paused with a forkful of spaghetti halfway to his mouth. My sister met Kanan while she was on a trip to the Middle East with my father. Hitomi nibbled on her parfait, looking lonesome. Cool, but how does that in particular make your sister amazing? It's typical of her, is all. She's so dynamic and gung-ho about things, Tomi explained, her gaze turned inward. It was just my father and sister who took the trip to the Middle East. I didn't go with them. I guess my mental image of that part of the world is mostly that it's really dangerous. Me going there seemed like a huge risk, but Maria didn't see it that way. Your sister sounds like a bit of a loose cannon. But if you can't bring yourself to take risks, to do things, Hitomi continued, you can't meet new people and have new experiences. That's the part I always got hung up on. The risk. I'd never be able to make friends, like Kanan. Achi's mind wandered as he listened to Hitomi talk. She and her sister might be twins, but each of them was still unique. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, he said. Held up a hand to cut her off. Huh? Tomi's eyes went wide. Why are you comparing yourself to your sister? I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a twin, but can't you just be yourself? Professor Palmer said the same thing. Hmm? Achi didn't recognize the name. Oh, sorry. Leland Palmer. He's my university English professor. He's given me advice on a whole bunch of things. It sounded rather intimate. All sorts of worrying images saw through Achi's mind. So, how old is this teacher of yours? Huh? I'm around 40 or so, I guess. Great, Achi thought to himself. Another middle-aged guy. Stop it! Mind filled with another sequence of slightly more upsetting images. Oh hey, ain't that Hitomi Osawa? Oh wow, you're right, it totally is! A college-aged couple sitting next to them are talking in hushed, excited tones. Man, she really is a cutie, the young man observed. He made no attempt to hide the fact he was looking Hitomi over. Hey, hold on, Masa, said the girl. What gives? A first-year student at Midoriyama Academy who works part-time as delivery driver for Dogen Hut, a noodle shop on Dogenzaka. He'd taken the day off today in order to attempt a dry run of the Iron Stomach eating competition, hoping to strike it rich while his girlfriend looks on. But now that he's eaten 2 parfaits, his stomach isn't feeling well, and he's just gotten back to his 5th trip to the toilet. Well, I mean, she is Miss Midoriyama, right? Miss Midoriyama? Achi turned to the couple. That one. Achi said nothing, but kept his ears tuned to the couple's conversation. Sure that's her? Yeah, it totally is. No, it isn't. Isn't that Maria Osawa? Oh, maybe? Either way, she's super cute. Hey now, Masa, what gives? First year student Midori. He's just back from suffering in the restroom. His stomach, rather upset from eating too much parfait. While doing his business there, he happened to spot a magazine on the roll rack. Flipping through nonchalantly, he came across a potential 100,000 yen scratch card inside. Seeing that it hadn't been scratched off, he considered trying for the prize, but then decided it was no time to press his luck. Left the restroom without scratching it. Achi turned back to Hitomi. Is that true, he asked, peering intently at her face. Well, yeah? She nodded with an awkward smile. Well, I guess you are really cute and all, Achi said. Miss Midoriyama. Well, I'll be. He nodded to himself as he took it all in. It was Professor Palmer who convinced me to enter the beauty contest, actually, he said. The Miss Midoriyama contest at Midoriyama Academy is considered one of the top student beauty pageants in Japan. Pin-up shots of both Hitomi and Maria have already graced the pages of several magazines. Talent agencies have also made attempts to scout them, but both girls declined, claiming that they entered the contest just for the memories, but that they have no interest in show business. Huh. Achi's smile twisted up a little. He said if I really wanted to change myself, I should try entering. Achi maintained his outward exposure, but inside his heart was racing. Tanaka and Palmer? Which of them held Hitomi's true affections? Or was she possibly leading on 2 middle-aged men at the same time? The more he thought about it, the worse his delusions became. What actually happened, though, is my sister and I both won the prize. Hitomi's words snapped him out of his funk. She sounded disappointed. Huh? They gave out a double prize? Turns out my sister had entered the competition, too. She smiled a little self-deprecating smile. Guess twins really do think alike, huh? Hey, double schmubble. You still won a prize, right? That's pretty impressive. Nah, they just picked me as an afterthought to my sister, because twins sharing the prize made for a good headline. She looked away, sadly. Did they say they picked you as an afterthought? They didn't have to. It's obvious that my sister really won. You can't know that. Maybe she was the afterthought. Come on, you need to believe in yourself. Tomi just hung her head. But I'm such a terrible person. Suddenly her eyes welled up with tears. I hate myself so much. I can never forgive myself for what I did. Hey, whoa! Achi watched her with trepidation. She looked like she might start bawling at any moment. What's the matter? The night my sister was kidnapped, I was supposed to go to a college party with her. Then, all of a sudden, she told me not to go. I kept asking her why not, but she just kept insisting I couldn't. Hitomi's face was bleak with regret. We both got mad and I wound up blowing up at her. Okay, I get it. I don't need to go to the party. Fine. I'd just be your little tag-along anyway. Just like in that beauty contest. You couldn't just let me enter that by myself, could you? You always have to be the center of attention. Maria scowled. Fine. The party starts at 7 o'clock. Try not to forget, okay? I was kicking myself as soon as I told her off. My sister isn't the sort of person to tell me what to do or not to. What to do or not do. Must have had a reason for not wanting me to go. I was planning on apologizing to her after the party. But she was abducted. Oh, but then she was abducted, right? She polished off the last of his spaghetti. Set down his fork, then wiped his mouth. Tell me, I get why you're trying so hard to save your sister, he said. And maybe I'm not as tough as that Kanan girl, but I'll stick with you to the end, if you'll let me. He tried his best to convey an optimism he didn't really feel. And once we found her and she's safe and sound, tell her you're sorry about what you said. At long last, Hitomi cracked a smile. A short while later, the two arrived outside the GiGO building. They were a little early for their 3 o'clock meetup with Kanan. They had decided that searching at random for the blue minivan was too risky. It could possibly draw the attention of the man with the cane or the foreign kidnappers. Getting information from Kanan seemed like the best next move. Oh hey, Achi said as they waited. You've got a little rip in your top. Tomi glanced at her shoulder and saw the tear in the fabric. Oh, you're right. When did that happen, I wonder? Must have snagged it on something while we were running, I guess. Got some time before Kanan gets here. Do you want to buy some new clothes? Huh? Are you sure that's a good idea? Stick out if you just stand around waiting here. Might as well head inside until it's time. Since many celebrities did their shopping at GiGO, there were back entrances for times when the place was crowded. Everyone who frequented the old shopping district knew about them, including Achi and Hitomi. In a pinch, one of those back entrances could be an escape route. With that in mind, the two headed inside. Shibuya GiGO was an entertainment complex featuring a video arcade and fashion shops. At the time of this story, GiGO includes not only a fashion mall, but various amusements on its different levels. The second floor features all ages fun with rides, games, and sticker machines, while the third floor sports the latest arcades game for the core gamer. There's also a food court that offers things such as crepes and loaded takoyaki octopus dough balls. The ground floor and 2 basement levels of the building were designed as an amusement area outfitted with skee-ball, claw cranes, fighting games, and the like. The second floor held a mix of photo booths and ladies' wear shops. On the third floor were specialty fashion bouquets, and the fourth were restaurants. Achi and Hitomi took the escalator to the second floor. Hitomi started heading for the shops, but Achi stopped her. Hey, wait up! What's the matter? Dude hanging around a woman's clothing store is gonna stand out. I'll wait for you here. There seemed to be nobody but female customers around. If the man with the cane or the kidnappers appeared, Achi figured, he would spot them right away. Might be safe for Hitomi to shop on her own for a short while. Alright, Hitomi said. I'll try to make this quick. She began to head out onto the sales floor. senior-looking man poked out from beneath the door of a photo booth right at Hitomi's feet. That was a close one, wasn't it, Tama? He said to her. I thought I was dead meat for sure. His tone was oddly cheerful, considering what he was saying. Who's this guy? Achi asked. You know him? No, I don't. The sketchy-looking fellow gave her an ingratiating look. Look, Tama, don't be like that. Hitomi took an anxious step back. Hey, man, knock it off. Achi dragged the guy up to his feet. Okay, no need to get all testy. Who is this guy, Tama? He your boyfriend? Boyfriend? No, it's nothing like that, Hitomi said. Achi was going to be upfront about it, but she beat him to the punch. Somehow that kind of stung a little. What? So you're not her boyfriend? The guy flashed a broad grin. Hey, listen, you creep. Who the hell are you? Oh, me? The man's face suddenly blanched. Oh, crap. Tama held on to this. Tama, hold on to this for a bit, will ya? The widow shoved a worn-out magazine into Hitomi's hand and then bolted off in a panic. What the heck was that all about? Yeah, I wonder why he ran off like that. Achi and Hitomi stared at one another. Well, anyway, Achi said, there are a lot of nut jobs out there, so just be careful, yeah? Okay. If anything happens, I'll give you a shout. Hitomi flashed him an impish smile, then scampered off onto the sales floor. He watched her go. Achi muttered to himself, damn it, why does she have to be so cute? Grrr. 5 minutes or more passed as Achi waited for Hitomi. He stood by the escalator, almost as if he were keeping guard. Female shoppers began to give him icy stares for being somewhere he probably shouldn't. This sucks. Come on, Hitomi, hurry up and get back here. The longer he waited, the more uncomfortable he felt. How long was she going to take? Then he happened to turn around to see Hitomi riding the escalator up. Looked like she had indeed bought some new clothes. Hey, Hitomi! He didn't seem to hear him. He decided to go after her. Had she forgotten where he was waiting for her? She stayed on the escalator, heading up toward the top floor. Achi followed her, but by the time he reached the top, she was out of sight. This was the restaurant floor, so it was more open than the other levels. Floor designated solely for eateries. Typically, this is the topmost floor of a mall building like GiGO. Those who head up here during morning hours will likely find the place deserted. GiGO's restaurant floor features a variety of different cuisines, including Chinese, Italian, creative Japanese food, sushi, tempura, and other delicacies from around the world. He hurriedly began to look around. As he wandered, he bumped into a man talking on his cell phone. Ah, sorry, my bad. Achi held up a hand in apology, but the man was too engrossed in his conversation to notice. No, you're not getting it. The lock was undone, too. The man startled Achi by suddenly shouting into his phone. You need to consider the risk of getting out. Whatever this man was talking about, he sure was angry with whoever was on the other end. Look, I'll figure out what to do about the minivan. Just handle things on your end. Minivan? Achi's interest was in Hitomi before he let anything distract him. Scoured the fourth floor, he came across a Chinese buffet and noticed the large windows in its outer walls. Okay, yeah, this does change, Maria. You can see a lot of Shibuya through those windows. Maybe Hitomi had decided to look for the minivan from up here. One of the restaurant employees came rushing up to Achi, heading inside. Sir, I'm sorry, she said. Sir, you'll have to forgive the inconvenience. We're not open to the, public. Not right now. Not at the moment, I mean. The employee's voice was oddly subdued for some reason. Masai Takei. a part-time staffer at Imbaki Chinese restaurant. Her boss chewed her out pretty bad for showing up at work with her nails manicured black. She was ordered to go to the restaurant and scrub them clean, but no amount of nail polish remover was able to do the trick, and so she's been dealing with her boss's wrath all day. Why not? Achi asked. Well, you see, one of our other customers ate up all our food. They ate all of it? Looking around, Achi saw a chubby young woman camped out at a table near one of the windows. Set out before her was a veritable mountain of plates. What I'm trying to say, sir, is that we're closed for the rest of the day. Oh, but I'm with her, actually, Achi lied. Without waiting for a reply, he barged into the restaurant. He took a quick look around, but there was no sign of Tomi. Before leaving, though, he figured he'd at least take a look out the window. Huge glass planes looking out into Dogenzaka. He had a decent view of the roads, but he didn't spot a blue minivan. Achi dropped his gaze to the sidewalk outside the building. But there were men. Oh. Let out a tiny gasp. Even from 4 stories up, there was no mistaking what he saw. A group of black-clad foreign men had gathered outside the building. Had they figured out what he and Hitomi were inside? That he and Hitomi were inside? Needed to find her. Fast. Race out of the restaurant, alert for trouble. Keep out. Alright, I'm interested in this choice. This will lead to a bad ending for Maria, but I'm wondering if it also leads to a bad ending for Achi. He decided to shout a bit louder. Hey, come on, wait up! Tomi stole a quick look back at him. Where are you going? He called. It's not safe for us to get too separated. Yet she still continued her flight to the upper floors. Did she not realize it was him or something? Achi hurried in pursuit. It's the same outcome for him, but it's different for her. Alright, there we go. And I'll go ahead and go back to Maria. Fuck off. Tama, wait up, please! Oh. Okay. The 3rd floor is packed with young girls. I spot a shirt that catches my eye and head to the fitting room to try it on. There, I realize there's something in my pocket. Something I must have been carrying around for a while. It's a photo. A photo of a white man. Stanley? Who's this guy? I can't quite tell if I recognize him or not. This man. Huh? Dangerous. I hear someone's voice inside my head. Stay away from him. Flashes of memory flicker in my mind. I see a girl standing before me. I can't quite recall her face, but I get the impression she's someone very important. She speaks to me. This man is dangerous. Stay away from him. That's all. Then I snap back to my senses. Feels like I was right on the cusp of something critical. At any rate, it seems there's some connection between me and the man in the photo. Try as I might, though, I can't recall anything more than that. Try on a shirt I picked out. Yeah, that looks good. I decided to buy it and have the store toss out my torn sweater for me. As I'm about to go down the escalator, a young man strides up to me as if I'm an old friend. It's Achi, of course. There you are. I thought we were going to meet on the second floor. Going to meet? What's this guy talking about? I've never seen him before. Ah, well, anyway. Come on, we have to go hide. Hide? Why do we have to do that? Hide? Why? Because those guys might have found us. They're outside. He grabs my hand and I yank it away. Hey, come on, what gives? Is this some new pickup truck or something? Whatever it is, it's way too aggressive. I got the heck out of there. Hey! Guy keeps shouting, but I ignore him and try to slip away into the crowd. When I look back, though, I see that he's still following me. What do I do? For now, maybe I should head to another floor. I hurry toward the bank of elevators.
Man's a fucking jump scare. Well, if it isn't Tama, what a coincidence! Yeah, I guess she did again. I try to walk on by like I don't notice him, but it's already too late. Oh, hey, where'd your boyfriend go? Boyfriend? I have no clue what he's talking about. Anyway, perfect timing. Can you give me back that magazine? Nothing you're saying is making any sense. I peer at him in confusion. Once again, Yamashita looks like he might start to cry. Don't tease me like this. I did give it to you, right? No, you didn't give me anything. I get it. You wanted that 100,000 yen all to yourself. But now you're playing dumb, is that it? No, I honestly have no idea what this is all about. By now, he's all worked up and getting red in the face. Look, you might have amnesia, but that's no excuse gonna fly by me. Amnesia has nothing to do with it. He doesn't seem to want to believe me, no matter what I say. Come on, hurry up and just give it back! Otherwise I'm gonna start bawling here real loud! He's gonna cry? Seriously? That's a real piece of work. Well, what's it gonna be? You're gonna make a grown man cry? It would certainly be pretty embarrassing if you stop sobbing now. But I can't exactly give him back a magazine I never had.
The elevator door is open. Hey! Take him away. Kill him. Well, if it isn't our little entrepreneur, we've been looking for you. It's the two thugs from before, and there's no avoiding them this time. Asao Ozu and his underling Yutaro Sagawa, members of the Tenryu Gumi Yakuza Syndicate. Ozu is quite frightening when angry. His nickname is Ozu the Ogre, but despite his strong emotions, he is very logic-driven. Sagawa is the archetypical punk who likes to get into scuffles, but he's also a really good cook. Yipes!
The men drag Mr. Yanagashita into the elevator.
Save me, Tama!
He grabs hold of my hand.
Hey, let me go! Great, now I'm in the elevator too, and the doors are shutting. Now then, Mr. Yanagashita, says the bald-headed man, there's nowhere else to run. His tone is polite, but also foreboding.
Whoa, wait, just hold on. I can get you the money. I'm just about to get loads of it. Enough of that, you're a poppycock, snarls the young guy.
Balderdash, claptrap, straight up nonsense.
Taken from the Dutch.
Peppercack, getting soft tongue.
I really made it this time, please. You have to believe me. I can pay you 100,000 right now. 100,000? Really carrying around that much? Asked the bald man. No, not me, the girl! Then turned their eye to me in unison.
She's holding on to something that's worth 100,000 yen!
Huh? Her sudden turn in the conversation had me all flustered.
Tama, please, Yanagashita says.
Just hand it over! I already told you I don't know what you're talking about. The elevator stops at the first floor and the door opens. Oh? Standing on the other side of the door is the guy I ran into earlier, Hana's father. Bald-headed man snarls. Toyama! Ha! Ha ha! I'll just get the next one. Hana's father bolts like a startled hare. The bald man and his cronies stare after him.
Now's my chance, Yanagashita hisses.
He darts out of the elevator and makes a run for it. Hey, after him, shoves the bald man. After who? Him or him? Just start with Toyama. Two thugs race after Hana's father. They left me all by myself. Worried enough to think about going after them, but for too long I've lost sight of them all. For a long time, I just stand there, dumbfounded, like a hurricane victim lingering in the aftermath. What a day this has been. When I finally get my wits about me, I realize I'm pretty hungry. That's right, I didn't get to eat lunch. I head for the 4th floor where the restaurants are.
Since I really don't want to run into Yanagashita and those guys again, I decide to take the escalator. As I'm riding it up, I hear a commotion coming from the floor below. It's a man's voice shouting angrily. Out of my way, come on! I pay the outburst no heed. The escalator take me up. When I arrive at the 4th floor restaurant section, the sign for the Chinese buffet catches my eye. A style of dining where guests serve themselves freely from an array of prepared foods, taking as much of each as they want. Many hotels and restaurants tend to hold buffets at lunchtime or for brunch. Sometimes, however, they just wind up being a kind of cruel trap with crowded lines making it take forever for you to get near the food. Imabiki Chinese restaurant. The name means something along the lines of fire of morning. I guess fire is important for cooking, but it's kind of an unsettling thing to call an eatery. Oh well, I guess the name doesn't really matter. I'm in a mood to straight up devour some Chinese food. When I go to enter, though, I'm stopped by one of the employees. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I'm afraid we're not accepting any customers. I mean, we're not really open. Not just now. Sounds a little bewildered by her own words. Why not? Well, you see, one of our other customers ate all of our food. Someone ate an entire restaurant out of food? Is that even possible? What I'm trying to say, miss, is that we're, closed for the day. Ugh, go figure. Looks like Mr. Yanagashita's bad luck has rubbed off on me. I guess I'll have to look for another restaurant to... Hold up. Who's that kid? Lying idly across the seats in a waiting room at the front of the restaurant is a young girl. Is this the girl that dismal-looking fellow was searching for? She looks so sad and makes my heart ache. I just can't leave her alone. Excuse me, is your name Hana? She looks wary at the question. Your father's been looking for you, I say. Hana ignores me and just stares up at the ceiling. Hey, how about we try to find your dad together? I coax the girl into getting up, then I call out to the restaurant staffer. Excuse me, where should I go to ask them to put an announcement on the PA system? Don't know, maybe, the 1st floor? The security office? Right, down we go. I take Hana with me and we get on one of the elevators together. Do you know my father? Hana's tone is pretty burlesque. Well, I don't really know him exactly. Are you a debt collector? I laugh and shake my head. Ha ha ha! Oh, would a debt collector be wearing an outfit like this? Hana lets out a deep sigh. So you're just kind of butting in then. Well, yeah, I guess so. I can't help but grin sheepishly. I feel like I feel like something about sad little Hana is stirring some of my lost memories. If I just came out and told her that, though, she'd probably think I was a total weirdo. So I decided to say something else. I guess I got bored being all by myself. I like being alone. Hana looks away from me. Still, I'm sure your father must be missing you right now. He doesn't care what happens to me. Her words trigger a sudden intense tightness in my chest. What? What is this feeling? When I get to the security office, I hear voices coming from inside. I wonder what they're talking about. I peek in through the crack in the door and see a man with a cane speaking with a security guard. How many exits are there that lead outside? There's the main entrance on the first floor along with 2 side entrances. Also, there's one down on the first basement level and another in the second basement. The security guard spoke with polite precision. I see, says the man with the cane. I need you to shutter all exits except for the main entrance right away. Understood, sir. Attention all shoppers. The announcement comes over the loudspeaker. Due to maintenance, all first floor entrances other than the main entrance have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. Not sure what just happened, but it sounds like the main entrance is now the only way out. Come on, I say. Let's have them make an announcement for us. When I turn around, Hana is gone. She must have run off while I was distracted. Well, looky here. Ain't the little cutie again. 2 thugs that were after Yanagashita came strolling towards me. Wow, you're a speedy one, huh? Says the bald man. Weren't you downstairs just now? Did you change your clothes, too? He looks me over, seeming impressed. Hey, hold on, let me see your face. The younger man grabs me by the wrist. You know Yanagashita, yeah? Go on and give him a quick little call for us. Gives me a sharp yank. Let go of me. Can it, girlie? Just give the man a call and we're all good. I have nothing to do with that guy. Do it now. Guys weren't even listening to me. Now I'm pretty pissed off. I said I have nothing to do with that guy. I whipped my man-handled arm in a wide arc and sent the younger man flying into a stack of boxes. Guess he must not have been expecting that. It's hard. The impact knocks him out cold. Whoa! Who the heck are you? The bald man asks, his eyes wide. Shut up, I tell him. You're next. Ugh. I flash a winning grin. He gathers up his fallen friend and drags him away as fast as he can. Okay, that was pretty strange. Just like when I was fighting Meat, body seems to know how to pull off all these moves. And like, am I a martial artist, maybe? Anyway, I have to go find Hana. Easier said than done. I wander around the building, but I don't see any sign of the girl. Maybe she went back home? Eventually, I slumped down on a bench in a corner. I wish I could go home too, I muttered to myself. Something cold presses against my neck. What? Is that what I think it is? Make a scene and I slit your throat. Oh no, it is a knife. 2 foreign men grabbed me by the arms from either side. In that moment, fragmentary memories flood through my mind. I'm on a street. It looks like someplace in the Middle East. I'm being dragged along by several men. I'm too scared to speak. There are people on the street, market vendors, but none of them seem willing to get involved. The men drag me into some back alley. Help me. Please, somebody help me. I'm being abducted. And then a dark silhouette drops down in front of me. Figure brandishes a knife threateningly at the men. The blade moves with dazzling speed. My captors were all down in mere moments. Who is this? Who came to save me? I try my utmost to drag my memory to the surface. It's a girl. That's right, I'm certain of that much. I don't remember her face, but it's a girl, younger than me. Walk faster. The angry hiss in my ear snaps me out of my flashback. What was that memory just now? I'm more concerned about the girl who saved me than I am about the men who've captured me now. The two thugs march me along, still holding me by the arms. Can't believe she was in a place like that. Yeah, talk about giving us the runaround. Can't figure out what they're talking about. Place like what? Giving them a runaround? Do you know me? Two men look at each other. Wait, are you the other one? One of them peers closely into my face. What are you talking about? What do you mean, a place like... I stop at a sudden idea comes to me. Hold on, are you talking about that... storehouse? Men look utterly confused. What are you talking about? One of them asks. I explain that I've lost my memory. It seems to make them pretty anxious. Oh, we gotta report this. One of the men takes out his cell phone and makes a call. He informs whoever on the other end that I've lost my memory. I have no idea what's going on. Based on what I can follow from the conversation, though, it seems though these were the guys who had put me in that storehouse. But why had they done that? One of these guys asked if I was the other one. What could that possibly mean? Could it be... Did they abduct me because they mistook me for someone else? If so, who? The more I try to think, the more muddied this all gets. Calm down. Just calm down. Let's think of what we know. What I do know for sure is that I woke up inside that storehouse. And evidently I took a blow to the back of the head, and that's the cause of my amnesia. Hold on, that's strange. These people had kidnapped me before, why wasn't the storehouse, well, locked? Seems pretty sloppy if they wanted to keep someone confined. What could all this possibly mean? It's no use. I haven't the foggiest. None of this makes any sense at all. Let go of her. Oh, let go of her. I craned my neck to see who spoke. It's the man with the cane who was at the security office. Who the hell are you? One of my captors barks. I said, let go of her. Did you not hear? The man had the cane. With the cane, pulls a gun from his suit pocket. Get lost. This isn't worth dying over. Two men take a few steps back, then bolt out of the alleyway. Who are you? My voice trembles slightly. Guess he's not here. Man takes a quick look around. He? Do you mean Mr. Yanagashita? All that matters is that he's not here. Gun in hand, the man slowly approaches. Hitomi Osawa. I know you've done nothing wrong. What? I feel a jolt of surprise at the name. Hitomi Osawa? Is that my name? His face a mask of stone, the man points the gun right at my head. Please, no hard feelings. Okay. Uh-oh. Wasn't expecting to get to a to be continued so quickly.
But I made it, I guess.
Oh, that was fucking long. Hang on. I feel like the option here leads to a different ending. I had someplace where there are fewer people. I scurried for one of the far corners of the floor. Compared to the area around the stairs, the rest of this area is deserted. I head on up to the 4th floor. When I get to the top of the stairs, I see a man talking on his phone. He looks a little furtive, like he's trying to avoid the public eye. Oh well, the police sure do know how to do their jobs. What I can hear of his conversation makes me pretty uneasy. I turn on my heel to get the heck out of there. Faye catches my eye. Oh shit. I guess the only difference is the fact that I don't deal with Yamagashita, it looks like. I still meet up with Hana, though. Guess I'm the sort of person who can't ignore someone in trouble. You're weird. Hana looks away from me. You're weird. Alright, so... Okay, so I have an idea. I'm gonna go back here, because I feel like going into the elevator, having those men chase after Toyama is going to get Minorikawa a different ending. Alright, head for a different floor. Yeah, the fleeing man. And then I'm just going to do it so that I say this, just because it seems more fitting. Anyway, now we're going to jump. On the escalator, a young man strides up to me. If he were an old friend. Achi took the escalator down to the 3rd floor, and there was Hitomi, standing right in the open after he'd been searching for her high and low. There you are. I thought we were going to meet on the 2nd floor, Achi said. I stared back at him in confusion. Ah, well, anyway. Come on, we have to go hide. Hide? Why? She gave him a dubious look. Achi felt like something was off, but now wasn't the time to dwell on it. Because those guys might have found us, he said. They're outside. He took hold of Hitomi's hand. Hey, let go. What gives? She quickly yanked her hand away. Huh? As Achi tried to make sense of the way she was acting, she took off down the corridor. Hey, Hitomi! He hurried after her. It was like changing her clothes had also changed her personality. Still, he couldn't just leave her alone. The kidnappers might well be closing in. He stayed in pursuit of her, trying not to draw too much attention. He lost track of her somewhere near the elevators. What is her deal? Unsure of what else he could do, he headed back down to the rendezvous point on the 2nd floor. When he arrived, he spotted Hitomi heading down the escalator ahead of him. Hitomi! Achi shouted, but his voice vanished into the noise of the crowd, and she disappeared onto the 1st floor. Damn it! Achi rushed down the escalator. He took the steps 2, 3, 5 at a time. He made it to the 1st floor and looked around. There was Hitomi, about to take a different escalator back up. Why is she doing this? Waved her arms to get her attention, but she didn't notice and headed right back up. Down, up. What the heck is she thinking? Achi sped and got on the upward escalator. Out of my way! Come on! He jumped people aside as he ran up the moving stairs. But he saw no sign of Hitomi when he reached the 2nd floor.
He lost track of her completely.
Ah, come on! This is ridiculous.
Achi's shoulders slumped.
Felt exhausted, but he kept up his search, scouring one floor after another until eventually he made it down to the second basement level.
Had he grown too impatient waiting for Kanan and head off searching for the blue minivan again? Had she grown too impatient? I think I can handle myself from here, he thought back to what Hitomi had said earlier.
Damn it! She's not gonna be okay by herself.
He pounded his fist into the wall in frustration.
Please, stop! That was Hitomi's voice. Hitomi! Achi moved faster than he could think. Achi! She called back. A pair of thugs had grabbed her by both arms. Achi stomped his way towards them. Get your hands off her! He shouted. Huh? What's it to you, pal? The older of the two, a middle-aged fellow, turned to Achi with a sneer. He looked familiar somehow. Hitomi shook herself free of the men and ran over to Achi. No use trying to act tough, buddy. We're just trying to get back what we're owed. Don't make us have to get rough with you. What you're owed? Hitomi, do you owe these people money? No, I don't. They just came after me and started going on about 2 million yen. She looked like she was baffled by the situation. She was as baffled by the situation as Achi was. You're gonna blame someone. Blame your boss, the older man said. He gestured to his lackey. A feral gleam flashed in the young punk's eyes. Look of a man who couldn't resist dishing out a beating. He brought up his fist and shifted his feet, shadowboxing a few quick jabs with his left hand. Like, yeah, I can't. It's fucking 3 in the morning. Don't. It looked to Achi like the guy was an experienced boxer. Hold on, Hitomi said. What do you mean, my boss? Say what? Yanagashita, who the hell do you think? Young punk shuffled closer, fist still menacing. Then his expression changed. Hey! Hold on, are you Achiendo? Yeah, that's right. Ha ha! Well, ain't that lucky? Getting to throw down with you like this? Punk sounded pleased indeed. I've heard all sorts of rumors about you, you know? Let's see how true they are. Achi didn't like his chances in a straight-up fight with a trained boxer. What should he do? Go for broke. Best chance was to hope for an opening, a low kick. Using the foot or shin to strike the opponent in the thigh, just above the knee. In karate, this is known as Gadan Mawashi Giri. Since the legs are longer than the arms, this is an effective technique against boxers. He needed to time it perfectly that when his opponent took a step forward. With a loud breath, the thug shot out his left arm. Now! Achi shifted his stance and low kick. Suddenly, the elevator doors opened right nearby. Achi and the punk both stopped in mid-attack. A miserable-looking older man stood in the elevator. At the sight of him, the punk's face went red with rage. You! Toyama! Going up! The man in the elevator hurriedly closed the doors. The two thugs rushed towards him, but the elevator already began heading back upward. Come on, after him! The old man shouted. The young punk raced up the stairs. You stay right where you are, the older fellow added, glaring at Hitomi. While he followed his lackey? What? Then he followed after his lackey. Do you really think we're dumb enough to just wait here? Achi scoffed. Achi, I've been looking all over for you. Hitomi gave him an angry swat on the chest. For me? Oh, what are you talking about? You were waiting where you said you... You weren't waiting where you said you'd be. Yeah, because you went up to another floor. What do you mean? I went right where you said. On the second floor. Huh? This wasn't quite adding up. Second floor? What are you talking about? You went up to the third floor. No, I didn't. Wait, what? None of this makes any sense. But she felt like his brain was getting scrambled. Well, anyway, at least I found you safe and sound. Yeah. Two smiled at one another. But those clothes. Tomi's new outfit was completely different from the clothes she'd had on earlier. I tried on a few things, but wound up deciding on this. Tried other stuff on? Ah, okay, that explains it, Achi said. At least now things sort of made sense. It's nice, you know. What is? Your clothes, I mean. They look good on you. Thank you. Wow, I'm actually blushing now. It kind of made me blush to say it. Achi and Tomi slowly avoided each other's eyes. Shyly. Did I say slowly? Am I that fucking stupid? Let's not talk. Oh, so, hey, Achi said, eager to change the subject. Do you still have that magazine? Oh, right, yeah. I was just gonna throw it away, but I couldn't. How come? I haven't been able to find the right kind of receptacle. Newspapers and magazines are supposed to be kept separate from normal trash, right? Tomi scanned their surrounding for a suitable bin. Wait, are you serious? Yeah. You're thinking about proper recycling now? Of all times? Is that weird? Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I think you might just be perfect. Achi found himself blushing even harder now. Chama! Sudden yell snapped him out of his embarrassment.
Sketchy-looking fellow who'd given her the magazine was scampering down the stairs towards them. Great, Achi said. The weirdo's back. The man ignored him, though, and leaned in close to Hitomi. You do still have it? Snatched the magazine from Hitomi's hands. Yes! This one hasn't been scratched off yet. The man hunkered down on the floor and began scratching away at a scratch card stapled into the centerfold. Wait! Don't let him have that! Another man came swooping out of nowhere and yanked the magazine away. It was the older fellow who had appeared in the elevator minutes before. You can't do that! That's mine! The sketchy-looking man clutched at the older newcomer. Let go! No way! I said let go! I said no way! The two were fighting right in front of the exit, keeping Achi and Hitomi from leaving. How do you like this? The older man shouted, scratching away haphazardly at the ticket. Now it's just worth a scrap paper. Oh, my 100,000 yen! You mean my 100,000 yen? Ha ha ha! The middle-aged fellow looked back down at the ticket.
God! What are the odds? Somehow in his random scratching, he'd happened to land himself a winner. Give it! No way! Two men took off, engaged in a running battle for the ticket. What was the deal with those two? I'm not sure. Achi and Hitomi could only stand there dumbfounded. On the other hand, hey, look at the time! It's almost 3. Two headed hurriedly to the GiGO back entrance. Just as they were nearing the doors, the shutters dropped down in front of them. Whoa, what gives? Due to maintenance, all entrances other than the main entrance on the first floor have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. Achi glared at the loudspeaker. It looked like there was no exit through the back after all. Got a real bad preposition about this. You mean premonition? Hitomi had gotten quicker to butt in with her corrections. Holding on to their premonitions, then, the two scurried their way to the stairwell. As Hitomi tried to head out the first floor entryway, Achi yanked her back. Careful. What's the matter? It's that guy, huh? Hitomi's expression stiffened. Slipping behind a nearby pillar, Achi pointed to the man with the cane, who was keenly eyeing shoppers as they came and went. Oh, this bats. No way we're getting out with him there. Achi, Hitomi whispered in his ear. Behind us. Achi glanced back and saw the two goons walking in their direction. Uh-oh. Those two caused a scene like before, the assassin would notice them for sure. Aha! The younger punk had spotted them. Damn it, Achi thought, gritting his teeth. Ape! But the thuggish pair let out a teensy squeak and then darted off in a different direction, vanishing from view. What the heck? Achi and Hitomi watched them go, unsure what to make of their sudden retreat. Well, anyway, Achi said after a moment. Now we can try to find another way out. Taking Hitomi by the hand, he headed back into the shopping area. The back entrance of the first floor. That was a no-go. The other emergency exits were also locked down, which meant that the main entrance on the first floor really was the only choke point in or out. It was almost time for them to meet Kanan. They needed to find some way to bust out of here. Bear headed back toward the main entrance. Then they saw the man with the cane again, heading in their direction. He hadn't seen them yet, but there was no way they'd avoid him if they didn't do something quick. Guess for now we've got to go up, Hachi said to Hitomi. They started racing up to the nearest escalator, which was descending from above. My bad, coming through. Sorry, please excuse us. They fought and shoved their way past a string of people riding in the other direction. They could see the second floor now. Hachi figured they'd be in the clear once they got there. Then a large woman appeared at the top of the escalator, heading down. She was the one who'd been in the Chinese restaurant on the fourth floor, the one who'd supposedly packed an entire buffet into her belly. She was wide enough that Achi and Hitomi would never be able to slip past her. Hey, out of the way! Achi shouted. The young woman ignored him. Achi tried to push past, but he just bounced off of her. They were drifting inevitably back down toward the first floor. Like they were riding a conveyor belt that was delivering them right to the assassin. This was not good. If they didn't do something soon, they'd... Wait a sec. Something must have caught the assassin's eye. Achi saw him suddenly rush outside. There was no telling what had happened, but now there was a chance to escape. Achi and Hitomi raced out the door. Outside, the man with the cane was nowhere to be seen. It's like we're safe. Achi let out a sigh. For now, someone said. Keep your eyes open. Sudden words made the two turn with a start. Kanan was standing right behind them. She'd gotten this close and neither of them had noticed a thing. She moved with all the skill of an assassin. Achi felt a chill shoot through him. To be continued? Yep. So we've already gotten two to be continued without even touching any of the other stories. Like, those two stories were so tightly knit together. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that just means we're stuck with 3 paths that we haven't even started yet. And we're out of time. So thank you all for watching, especially if you got this far. Stick around. There's a lot more to come.